I was the school bell simp for 2 years. When she humiliated me, yet again dumping dirty water all over me, I chose to walk away, and that's when she panicked. She asked me to meet her in the equipment room, threw herself into my arms, eyes red, and asked, "Why? I'm already being this forward. Can't that wipe out all the bad things I did to you before?" In the classroom, Jessica Miller walked over with half a bucket of filthy mop water and splashed it all over me. Hands on her hips, she looked me up and down with disdain. "Luke, can you stop clinging to me? Someone like you thinks you can like me?" Gross. Soaked. My mind went blank. It took me a long moment to come back to myself. Damn, Jessica's savage. Honestly, she did the right thing. Being liked by a guy like that, how's that not harassment? Luke Dawson never talks moody. Creepy. You can tell he's bad news. Exactly, Team Jessica. Their jeers rang in my ears as water kept dripping from my hair. Images flickered through my head like a flip book. The next second, my thoughts broke free of the script. I flexed my fingers and took stock. I'd slipped out of the simp-side character storyline. Thinking of the humiliation I'd swallowed, I had only one thought left. I wasn't letting it go. I walked to the restroom in silence, grabbed a bucket of the same mop water, and without a word dumped it over Jessica, soaking her completely. "We're even," I said, flat. I never thought I'd do to Jessica something as over the line as what she did to me. I used to bend over backward for her, doing everything quietly. I gave willingly. She took it for granted. Everyone knew Jessica had a simp on call. She nodded off easily, so between periods I'd sprint off campus to buy her coffee. I was late and got chewed out by the teacher. People laughed at my sorry state. Jessica propped her chin and watched me make a fool of myself, and I still didn't complain. Every month her cramps were awful, so I bought a thermos, filled it with hot water, and added a few pieces of brown sugar. When I handed it to her, she shot me a sideways glare and shoved me. The scalding water splashed all over me. "Mind your own business," she said. Before I finally snapped out of it, I always thought I hadn't done enough, or I'd crossed a line and made her mad. I just wanted to be good to her, but if what I did made her uncomfortable, that defeated my purpose. So I started tiptoeing around then. She got unhappy again. "I'm in agony, and you won't even get me hot water. Are your hands just for show?" I only yelled at you once, and you're already slacking. Your love is that cheap. So I went back to how I'd been, taking care of every little thing for her. Then one afternoon, she flipped again. She happened to overhear Jason Smith talking with a classmate, Jason, the guy she liked. They said that while chasing Jason, she was also stringing me along, just a messy tease. Panicking and afraid Jason would believe it, she pinned everything on me, said I was pestering her and wouldn't let go. She even splashed water on me. I mean, how ironic. Our water throwing stunt got to the teacher, and he punished us by making us clean the bathrooms after school. When everyone else had gone, Jessica rolled up her sleeves and picked up a bucket to head to the restroom. As she passed me, she asked, stone-faced, "Happy now?" Her clothes were almost dry, but the white shirt was stained all over and badly wrinkled. She was throwing a tantrum again, more than the embarrassment of being drenched. What really stung, I figured, was that Jason wouldn't give her the time of day while she was down. I couldn't be bothered to respond and headed straight for the boys' room. She finally snapped, set the bucket down, and shouted, "Luke, didn't you say you liked me? This is how you like someone? Jason ignoring me is one thing, but you too?" I turned and said, "Does liking you mean tossing my self-respect? If that's the price, listen up, Jessica. I don't like you anymore. In fact, I can't stand you. Got it?" Jessica stood there stunned. When I finished the chore and was about to leave, she'd barely started. I ended up helping her one last time, filling a bucket with clean water before I left. She was surprised at first, then took it, muttering, "Busybody." I said nothing and walked away. At the school gate, I ran into a girl from the next class like me, the sort no one pays attention to or wants to hang with. I could barely remember her name. "Hey, it's been out for a while. Aren't you heading home?" I asked. "You?" She tugged at her hem, then handed me a towel. "Dry off." From far away, Jessica called my name. I couldn't tell if she had something to say or wanted to pick a fight. I ignored her. I took the towel and thanked the girl. "Thanks. Oh, what's your name?" She looked up at me, stars in her eyes. "Jennifer Delaney." A little after 10 that night, I got a message from Jennifer on WeChat. "Luke, are you okay today?" Truth is, I didn't have much of an impression of her, but thinking back, whenever I was chasing Jessica, she always seemed to be there. I replied, "Thanks for checking in. I'm fine." She added, "Have some ginger tea. It's chilly, and you got soaked. You could catch a cold." I couldn't help wondering why she cared so much. So I actually typed it, "Jennifer, you seem to care about me a lot." As soon as I sent it, I felt I was being forward and deleted it. After a long pause, she wrote, "We're classmates. Of course I care." The next day, I went to school as usual. I'm terrible at English, and the teacher made me stand up in front of everyone. "Class rep, if you've got time, can you tutor Luke? He's honestly the worst English student I've ever seen," the teacher said to Jessica. The room erupted in snickers. Jessica despises Luke, no way she'll agree. For real, she probably wants to strangle him. Ha ha! Tough break for the class rep. The teacher must have heard the whispering and remembering yesterday's water fiasco, he added. "Maybe I didn't think this through. If you're not willing, class rep, I can find someone else." To our surprise, Jessica looked straight at me and said, "No need to switch. I have time. I can tutor Luke." The classroom was empty, except for Jessica and me. I flipped open my English notes and told her, "You can go. I don't need your tutoring." Jessica's eyes widened in disbelief. "Luke, you don't actually think I seriously wanted to help you, do you? We haven't even settled last time yet. You filled up the water for me. Why'd you dump it out? You're that petty? And when I called you, why didn't you answer? Playing hard to get? What, you think you're in some teen drama?" I'd never met anyone so shameless. Did she think the whole world revolved around her? I tapped my head. "You got something wrong up here? I think I made myself plenty clear yesterday. Can you stop being disgusting?" Jessica just stared at me, too shocked to even snap back. Right then I saw Jennifer passing by, so I hurried to the hall and called out, "Jennifer, thanks for the towel yesterday." She smiled. "Don't mention it. It's late. Aren't you leaving?" I stayed to work on English. I'm not good at it, she nodded. "Then, want me to help? My English is actually pretty good." I was overjoyed, but before I could answer, Jessica cut in. "The teacher told me to tutor Luke. We don't need you here. You can go." Hearing that, Jennifer had no choice but to leave it. But between Jessica and Jennifer, I knew where I stood. I grabbed Jennifer's arm. "Don't go. I need you." She froze, and so did Jessica. When they came back to their senses, Jessica flew off the handle, jabbing her finger at me. "Luke, now you're really pushing it. You think I wanted to tutor you? Forget it. I quit. Don't regret it later." With that, she stormed off. After that, Jennifer tutored me in English every day. That's when I learned she'd been the top English student in our grade all along. Jessica was always stuck in second place. "Does that make sense?" Jennifer asked after explaining a problem. "Want to try it yourself?" Looking at her earnest face, I realized how little I actually knew about her. Yet she seemed to know me too well. She'd buy me hot cocoa after study sessions, slip me 2 cola candies during breaks, even knew about my habit of fiddling with my pen when my mind drifted. "Luke, don't zone out," she'd remind me, locking eyes with mine. That was when I'd wonder, when did she start noticing me? After school, carrying my bag home, I heard a familiar voice in an alley. Jessica's. I walked over and saw her surrounded by some guys from another school. They tugged at her clothes. A button popped off and rolled to my feet. Hands in my pockets, I walked past silently. I didn't see a thing. A bunch of guys ganging up on one girl. Pathetic. But I wasn't any better. For someone like Jessica, I had no desire to play hero. Even if I could take on 5 at once, what if I did save her, and she turned on me later, dragging me down with her? No thanks. I pulled a cola candy from my pocket and kept walking, muttering vocab words. But with each step, my feet felt heavier. In the end, I went back. I wasn't well known at school, but truth be told, I could fight. I sent the thugs running, and Jessica, looking a mess, straightened her clothes. "You came back?" she asked, head down. "Because I'm pathetic," I said with a bitter laugh. "If nothing else, I'll be going." I turned, but she grabbed my sleeve, her voice trembling. "Luke, don't go," I sighed. "Sorry, I've got things to do." Yet she wouldn't let go. "Stay with me one more minute." I gave in, took off my jacket and draped it over her, then led her to a noodle shop for a bowl of ramen. "This is where you bring me?" she sneered, looking around. I rolled my eyes. Just eat. Quit whining. She fell silent. And when the bowl came, she polished it off down to the broth. Jessica patted her stomach, dabbed her mouth with a napkin. Fine. The food's decent. I'll forgive you. Afterward, I walked her home. She invited me in. Don't feel like it. I'm leaving, I said. Wait! Jessica called out again. Don't go yet. Just a minute. I'll be right back. Wait for me. She dashed inside. But why should I wait? Haven't I waited enough before? And what did I ever get? Her mockery, her scorn. Pathetic, isn't it? This time, I didn't wait. I went straight home. At my door, I ran into Jennifer. She smiled and handed me a notebook. Your English notes. I meant to give them to you after school, but when I came to your class, you'd already left.
So you waited all this time?
I asked. She nodded shyly, then she frowned. What happened to your forehead? Huh? I touched it. It stung. Probably from fighting those punks. It's nothing. Just a scratch, I said. But Jennifer pulled a Band-Aid from her bag, leaned close. Don't move! Her cool hand brushed my skin like winter snow. You got into a fight, didn't you? She asked suddenly. I scratched my head, staying silent. That was answer enough. Was it for Jessica? She asked carefully. I looked at her in surprise, but she avoided my gaze. In that moment, it felt like 1,000 ants were crawling over my heart. Do you care? I asked. She lowered her head, saying nothing. After a long while, she forced a calm tone. We're classmates! Of course I care! The same line again. But I could hear her heart pounding thud, thud, or maybe it was mine. Suddenly, Jessica came running, panting hard. Luke, you promised to wait for me! But when she reached us and saw Jennifer there too, she quieted down. What is it? I asked. Jessica glanced at Jennifer, then at me, and shook her head sadly. Nothing. I'll go. And she really did turn and leave. I thought I saw something in her hand, a box of Band-Aids. Did she run all this way just to bring me that? After that day, Jessica's attitude toward me softened, but my eyes no longer followed her. I spent more time studying with Jennifer, and my English improved by leaps and bounds. I found myself going to her class more often, borrowing notes, chatting between periods. Before long, rumors spread that something was going on between us. A few gossiping girls surrounded Jessica, bad-mouthing me. Can you believe he used to write Jessica love letters, and now he's moved on so fast? Yeah, men really are all the same. Jessica couldn't take the hit to her pride. Tossing her hair, she said, Please, it's obviously a misunderstanding. He used to chase me like crazy. Hearing that, the girls chimed in. True. His thing with Jennifer must be fake. Probably just to piss you off. What a scumbag. Jessica laughed. He just wants to make me jealous. Such a childish trick. Talking trash about me right in front of me. I'd had enough. I walked up to her. Who do you think you are? You think I'm supposed to worship you? Jessica, wake up. Don't forget, I've already dumped dirty water on that shirt you're wearing. My words wiped the smirk right off her face. She never thought I'd say something like that. Caught off guard, she actually started crying. The other girls shifted awkwardly, coughed a few times, then slipped away. As they left, they muttered, Does Luke really not like Jessica anymore? Looks like it. Otherwise, he wouldn't cut it off like that. And remember when they threw water on each other? Ha! So now it's Jessica chasing him one-sided. Exactly. She still thinks every guy likes her pathetic. Yeah, I've never liked her anyway. Jessica heard their whispers too. She lowered her head, hiding her face in her arms. I shot the girls a glare, and they left the classroom uneasy. I pulled Jessica into the hallway. Enough already? I've told you again and again I don't like you. Your narcissism is seriously messing up my life. You get that? Jessica wiped her tears, still crying. How could you just suddenly stop liking me? If you don't like me, then why'd you carry the water bucket for me? Why'd you save me in the alley? Why'd you take me to eat noodles? Strange, isn't it? I'd done so much more for her before, but she only remembered the scraps I gave her after I woke up.
Jessica, do you even know the difference between love and charity?
I asked. She was stumped. I sighed and handed her a tissue. Stop clinging to me. I'm giving your line back to you. On Valentine's Day, some boys from another class dug out the chocolates Jennifer had made, teasing her all the way into the hallway. Give it back, Jennifer said coldly. Oh ho, look, she's mad. Can't take a joke? Yeah, who'd you make him for, huh? Put so much effort into it. Wow, you're usually invisible and you still had time to make chocolates? I caught sight of Jennifer's embarrassed face and told myself not to get involved with anyone, just keep to myself. But before I knew it, I stepped forward, snatched the box from the boy's hand, and shielded Jennifer behind me. The chocolates are from me to her. Got a problem with that? I said. So you've fallen for her, huh? The others jeered. Jennifer saw the target of the laughter shift from her to me. Guilt written on her face. She tugged at my sleeve, hinting that I didn't need to defend her. I turned, patted her shoulder, letting her know it was fine. Then I told the boys, what? Is liking Jennifer a crime? Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Jessica standing silently at the back door, lips pressed tight, staring at me with a look I'd never seen in her eyes before. For the first time, her gaze was fixed on me. She didn't even notice Jason walk right past her. But so what? It was too late. The boys kept teasing. Even kids from our class joined in, some tossing in crude jokes. I ignored it all and led Jennifer out of the building. We sat quietly on a bench by the field, neither of us saying a word. After a long while, Jennifer said, lunch break's almost over. Yeah, you heading back? She shook her head. I want to stay a little longer with you. I couldn't help but laugh. She blushed. What you laughing at? Nothing. Just when you said that, it sounded like a confession. I scratched my head. Jennifer lowered her gaze to her tangled fingers, saying nothing. I was reckless today. Didn't think about the fallout. Sorry, you'll probably hear endless rumors about us now. It's fine. If they ship me with you, I don't lose out. She beamed at me, and just like that, the gloom in my chest scattered. I felt light, free. In that warmth, I reminded her, don't just take it when people pick on you. Fight back. Don't repay meanness with kindness, or they'll only push harder next time. If you can't, then just call my name and I'll step in. I thought she'd take my advice to heart, but instead she broke into laughter. Luke, you really aren't the same as before. Before? I asked. Before, all you ever cared about was Jessica. Her voice dropped so low I could barely hear. What'd you say? I asked, but Jennifer just pressed her lips together, shook her head, and smiled. Nothing. That evening, after school, a few students cleaning up found a fancy box of chocolates in the trash. How'd chocolates end up in the bin? Didn't get given out? Wait, this handwriting looks familiar. Isn't this Jessica's? It says to Luke. No way. Was it for him? The boys started whistling at Jessica. Well, class rep, you've got it bad for Luke, huh? Even made him chocolates? Jessica clenched her fists and looked straight at me. Ooh, looking at your little lover boy now, huh? Class rep, you're gorgeous. Why waste it on Luke? Better off liking me. Yeah, you made him chocolates, but he didn't even want them. Didn't give them out, did you? Jessica's face turned red, her jaw tight. As if! I'd rather give them to a dog than to Luke! Not long after, the school held a sports meet. Jennifer told me she was signing up for the girls' 400 meters. I was surprised, since I'd always heard her health was poor. If you're not well, why run? Aren't you worried your body can't handle it? She smiled. Running away forever isn't the answer. Even if I know how it ends, I still want to give it a shot. Her words struck me as odd, like she meant more than she said. I didn't stop her. You're doing great. I'll be cheering for you. I bought Jennifer a Red Bull and kept reminding her not to be nervous. She patted my shoulder. All right. You look more nervous than me. Did I? I wasn't sure. Then Jessica butted in. Luke, why are you only cheering for Jennifer? What about me? I spread my hands. You and Jennifer aren't the same, are you? Jessica's face turned red with anger. She snatched the Red Bull from Jennifer's hand, downed it in one go, then shot her a provocative look. Crazy, I muttered, telling Jennifer not to bother with her. The race began, and as expected, Jennifer quickly fell to the back, almost dead last. Jessica, on the other hand, was a surprise. For someone so pampered, she had incredible athletic talent, leading the pack with ease. By the time Jessica crossed the finish line, the race was all but decided. Just then, Jennifer collapsed from exhaustion. "Luke, look at me! I got first place!" Jessica shouted, ecstatic. But I only cared about Jennifer. I ran to her, scooped her up, and carried her to the nurse's office. There, the teacher cleaned and bandaged Jennifer's scrapes, then let her rest in bed. "Does it still hurt?" I asked. She shook her head. "No. Jessica called for you just now." "I know. Aren't you going to answer her?" "I'll be fine on my own." "I don't want to. I'm staying here with you." "Oh." Jennifer smiled, handed me a cola-flavored candy. "You said you wouldn't go. So if you change your mind later, I won't let you." It was the first time Jennifer had asked me to stay. Before, she'd always tried to push me back toward Jessica. So, even though I'd sensed she had feelings for me, we both kept up the unspoken pact not to break the surface. But now, things were different. I asked her straight out, "Can I take this to mean you don't want me to leave?" Jennifer froze, then looked away. "Can't I?" "Of course you can. I'd love nothing more," I said. The nurse nearby gave us an auntie's smile. Just then, Jessica showed up. She said the teacher wanted me to move some things from the equipment room. I didn't think twice and followed her. But as soon as we stepped inside, Jessica locked the door. In the dim light, she suddenly lunged to kiss me, but I blocked her in time. "Jessica, what the hell?" I shouted. "Didn't you used to like me?" "Luke, let's date, okay?" she said. "Jessica, quit this nonsense." I turned to leave. She grabbed my hand, clung to me. "Luke, I'm putting myself out there. Can't that erase the bad things I did before?" I thought if she'd confessed before I woke up, I would have gone crazy with joy. But now, I felt nothing at all for her. I sighed and firmly pushed her away. "Jessica, stop it!" Her eyes brimmed with tears, looking pitiful. "Just let me be willful once, just this once, and I'll never again." Feelings can't be bargained for. Do you understand that? Her head slowly dropped. "Luke, I really do kind of like you." She tried again, tugging at my sleeve. "But I don't like you anymore," I said flatly. Right then, footsteps sounded outside. The doorknob rattled, creaking since it was locked. Then came knocking. "Luke, are you in there?" Jennifer's voice. "Luke, are you there?" she asked again. Jessica, hearing it was her, unlocked the door on purpose, letting Jennifer see us together. She flipped her hair as she passed Jennifer, giving her a scornful look. What a buzzkill. To anyone watching, it looked like Jessica and I had been up to something. I opened my mouth to explain, but Jennifer beat me to it. "So it seems Luke and Jessica are finally in love. Congratulations." Then she turned and limped away. I couldn't accept that. I grabbed her arm. "Jennifer, did you mean that congratulations? If you did, then why are you crying?" She froze at my blunt question. Maybe because she didn't expect me to be so direct, or maybe because she hadn't realized tears were already streaming down her face. Seeing her cry hurt me too. That's when I realized her every emotion, joy or sadness, tugged at my heart. When had this subtle bond begun? When she first handed me a towel, when she started tutoring me, or even earlier? She touched her face in disbelief. So tears really can fall without control. "Jennifer, I want an answer. A sincere one. Not something to brush me off." I pressed. Things couldn't stay muddled between us. We had to sort this out. I led her to the spot we always went during lunch breaks. We sat side by side. Neither of us spoke, as if what needed saying would take all the courage in the world. Finally, Jennifer broke the silence. "So you and Jessica, you're together now?" "No," I said firmly. She tricked me into the equipment room, locked the door. Nothing happened between us. "Do you believe me?" Jennifer looked at me, then slowly smiled. "Do you want me to believe you?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because I don't want you to misunderstand." Jennifer paused, then let out a long breath, gazing at the sky. Softly, she asked, "Did I ever tell you I like you? A lot?" Jennifer told me a long, long story. "A long time ago, I realized the world runs like it's programmed, mechanical, predictable. Everyone has their own settings, like puppets on strings, tirelessly following lives already written. Like no matter how much my parents loved each other, they would still end up divorced. No matter how much I avoided risks, no matter how much I tried to save her, my only family, my grandmother, would always die on my 15th birthday. And no matter how hard I worked, whether my grades were perfect or my cello playing was admired, I was always a nameless extra, a blurry face, Just another alum people summed up with words like seems or I think. The person I liked never noticed me. Do you know how much effort I put into trying to break the rules of this world? I didn't want to live a life already written. It's boring, it's torture. I tried everything I could think of. I jumped off buildings, I cut my wrists, but every time I closed my eyes and opened them again, the world reset itself, back to the way it was. But I couldn't accept it. Why? Why should it be this way? The person I liked had his dignity trampled again and again by another girl, and still his eyes stayed fixed on her. And me? I spent all my energy staging chance encounters or just seeking him out, but in the end, it always reset. I couldn't even meet him, couldn't even get the chance to tell him my name. Suddenly, I remembered when she first introduced herself to me so bright, so eager. How many times had she rehearsed that moment before? What was in her heart when she finally told me her name? Turns out she had liked me far deeper, and for far longer than I ever imagined. I really tried everything I could to reach him, but every attempt ended the same, so I compromised. If that's the way it is, then I'd settle for quietly watching over him. I became too afraid to reach for him. Even when the gears of this world began to turn in another direction, I couldn't throw caution to the wind anymore. Because the more you hope, the more you despair. But Luke, 2 whole years of loving someone, how could I just let that go? Jennifer was crying again. I pulled her into my arms, speaking solemnly. You've been through enough. From now on, let me be the one to come to you. Finally, Jennifer and I laid our feelings bare, even if the road had been so hard and twisted. But just knowing our hearts were aligned made it all worth it. After the sports meet, Jessica noticed the bond between Jennifer and me. At a class get-together, drunk and swaying, she stumbled up to me. Luke, what's wrong with me? Why did you choose Jennifer? Jessica, you're drunk. I pushed her away. I'm not. I'm perfectly sober. She staggered upright, then downed another swig of beer. What do I lack compared to Jennifer? I've got background, I've got talent, I'm pretty, I've got the body, I've got money. You followed me around like a puppy for 2 years, didn't you? You liked me all along. Luke, now all I need is one word from you. Be with me, and I'll give you everything. Isn't that enough? The others started to watch with grins. Everything, huh? Wow. The school bell drunk is nothing like her usual self. Honestly, Luke's a lucky bastard. Again, I'd had enough. I threw my drink right in Jessica's face to snap her out of it, just like the bucket of mop water I dumped on her before. Jessica, this is my last warning. Don't bother me again. And don't you dare bother Jennifer, or I won't let it go. Some guys, seeing me treat her like that, even joined in mocking her. The goddess they once worshipped was now just a joke. And I wondered, was this her tragedy, being cast as the heroine of this world? Or was it the tragedy of a world whose rules had been broken? After the party, Jessica took a long leave from school. The teacher said she was sick, but we all knew better. Not long after, she returned, but this time with a new tag-along. A boy who trailed after her, devoted, just like I used to be. Was he the world's replacement for my old role as her simp sidekick? I wasn't sure. All I knew was I was starting to fade into the background. Just like Jennifer once did. But so what? As long as I could stay with Jennifer, that was enough. In a world bound by rules, maybe being an unnoticed extra was the happiest fate of all. Only Jessica seemed to still cling to the memory of me. But that didn't matter. I figured the world would rewrite her soon enough. Goodbye, Jessica. Let our story end here.